and welcome to the Herbal Moon Goddess podcast. My name's Kyra, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is all about planning the year ahead, setting your goals for the year ahead. And we're going to be using a bit of astrology to forecast what the year ahead has in store for you in 2022 so that you can plan accordingly. This, it's just mind-blowing stuff. Like when you set these goals at the start of the year and you look at what astrology is, doing for the year ahead. And then, you do your thing and the year passes by and it all kind of comes true. It's just mind-blowing. It gets me every year. It's like, oh my God, this is exactly what I said would happen, and it's happened. So this is something that's really exciting, something that I've done for a few years now. So I really hope that this episode helps you to plan your year ahead and set some amazing goals for yourself for 2022. So I'm going to take this opportunity to invite you, if you haven't already got your 2022 planner or diary, feel free to get a copy of the 2022 Moon Manifesting Planner. You'll find this on Amazon, pretty much across the world. I know people in the US have got this, Canada, people in, I think, Italy or other parts of Europe. I know there's people in the UK, in England who have got a copy. And of course, here in Australia, it's available as well. Guys, in Australia, I'm actually really disappointed because I'm an Australian, I live in Australia. You can buy it through Amazon Australia, but it's getting shipped from the US. So if you're in that boat, let me know and I can hook you up with something that will get to you a bit faster rather than waiting for it to come all the way from the other side of the world. So what we're going to do in today's episode is I'm going to invite you to plan your year ahead with me. This is so exciting. I'm going to help you find your yearly focus, what is the main theme coming up for you this year. I'm going to help you break that down and find out what you're focused on each month throughout the year. And then I'm going to go through some significant astrological events that are occurring throughout 2022 to help us understand a bit about that collective energy, about the themes that might be coming up for everyone here on Earth. So before we dive into that, I just want to say, if you do get the 2022 Moon Manifesting Planner, there's actually some pages right here at the start where you have a year ahead ritual. You can do this 12-month ahead card spread, use your tarot or oracle cards for a bit of guidance, as well as getting really deep into the goals that you want to set for yourself with the year ahead. Are there certain projects that you want to do, or maybe there's places you want to travel to if you can travel. There's a few different prompts there for you to go through so that you can set some amazing goals for yourself. A few years ago, I never used to set goals. I just lived day to day and just went with the flow and whatever. And I got really frustrated with my life because I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't have any purpose. I just felt really stuck, I guess, in living this bogan life. And when I started setting goals and setting new moon intentions, I allowed myself to dream bigger, and I began to realize that anything is possible. So if you just set some goals for yourself, you're pushing yourself forward, you're taking a step forward. So do it. Set some goals for yourself. Don't hold yourself back. Set big goals, because if you don't set those goals, then you're not aiming higher. So keep aiming high and you'll make some magic happen in your life. Okay, so what we're going to do first is I need you to maybe pull up your astrology chart. If you've got a copy of your astrology chart already, then that's fantastic. If you don't, you can easily get a free chart from lots and lots of websites online. Check out astro.com. They have, you can pull up a free astrology chart there. We just need your natal chart. So you need to have your exact date and time of birth and the location of your birth to make this really accurate. If you don't know your exact time of birth, that's okay. If you can play around with the house system on whatever software you're using and make it so it's sun houses rather than the Placidus house system, then the sun houses will be more accurate for you if you don't know your exact time of birth. And of course, if you got no idea how to make a chart, you got no idea what I'm talking about with the Placidus houses or anything, then feel free to book in a reading. I will be going through like virtually everything I cover in today's episode in a personal reading anyway. I'll tell you exactly what's coming up for you for the year ahead. And I'm also happy to send through a copy of your chart when you have a reading as well. So that's an option if you don't want to do it yourself. So what we're going to be doing first is finding your yearly focus. So one way that we can do this is by finding out where Jupiter is for the year. So in 2022, Jupiter is going to be spending most of its time in Pisces. It's going to go into Aries a little bit as well. But let's just focus, for the sake of simplicity, on Pisces. So find Pisces on your chart and then discover what house Pisces is in. Okay, so on your astrology chart, there's like the zodiac signs, there's where all the planets were at your time of birth, and then there's also houses. So find what house Pisces is in, and it's very possible that Pisces is in 2 houses on your chart. So you can kind of figure out, like, you know, maybe through part of the year, Pisces is going to be in this house, and then after that, it's going to move into the next house. So find out what house Pisces is in, and I'm going to tell you what that means for your year ahead. So if Pisces is in your first house, then the biggest area of growth and, like, I guess, you know, your theme for the year is pretty much yourself, stepping into your personal power, you know, maybe bringing your focus to your appearance, how you show up. So your dress style, your hairstyle, how you show up and how others portray you. This is also a good year for you to be focusing on branding, whether that's like your personal branding, or if you run a business, maybe changing up the branding in your business so it's something that's more aligned with how you want to be portrayed and how you want to be perceived. If Pisces is in your second house, then your biggest area of growth for the year is to do with manifesting your goals, particularly the more like physical or tangible goals in your life, particularly like material things, like manifesting material stuff into your life, manifesting money, or maybe even love and romance. That's a focus of that second house energy as well. If Pisces is in your third house, then your biggest area of growth is communication and connections. So sharing your ideas with the world. So this could be a really good year for you to maybe start a podcast or start sharing stuff on a blog or on Instagram, or start a YouTube channel, something where you're sharing ideas with others, maybe small snippets, like rather than going really deep and writing like a huge book, like sharing ideas in small little short ways. If Pisces is in your fourth house, then your biggest area of growth is your home and family life, as well as your security, like particularly like income security. So with that fourth house energy, this could be a really good year for you to maybe buy a new house, move to a new house, start a family, or maybe create some new income streams so that you have that financial security. If Pisces is in your fifth house, then your biggest area of growth for 2022 will be to do with your creativity and how you play and have fun. This fifth house energy is to do with like your inner child or children. So it could be a year where connecting with children in your life or your inner child really helps you to grow. If Pisces is in your sixth house, then the biggest area of growth for you for this year is your health or your daily routines or work that you do like on a daily basis. But I feel like health kind of, is the overruling energy of that sixth house. So that's the biggest area of growth for you where you can expect to grow. Like if you've got health problems, then with Jupiter moving through the sixth house for you this coming year, it can be a really good year for you to overcome those health problems and grow through them and heal. If Pisces is in your seventh house, then the biggest area of focus for you this year is your relationships and how you give and receive support. This can be a really good year for you to focus on your self-care practices, because you can't show up and support others to your fullest potential if your own cup is depleted. So making sure that you're taking care of yourself first and foremost will really help you this year. If Pisces is in your eighth house, then the biggest area of growth for you this year could be your business or how you make money if maybe you're not running your own business. So how you make money. This could be a really good year for making a lot of money. So focus on those income producing activities throughout this year and you'll be manifesting that abundance quite easily. If Pisces is in your ninth house, then 2022 will be a year where education is going to be your biggest area of growth. This could be a year where you decide to maybe go to university or college and study something that you're really passionate about. Or maybe you want to teach others about something that you're passionate about. So you may feel like, lecturing, you may take up a teaching role, or maybe write a book or create a course or something like that where you can share your knowledge about something that you know a lot about. The ninth house is also to do with travel, so you may want to throw that into your 2022 plans as well. If Pisces is in your 10th house, then your biggest area of growth for 2022 is your career and how you make an impact on the world. So this could be a really good year where you maybe climb the corporate ladder, where you get a promotion, or you just up level how you're showing up in your career. So this can be a year where maybe you get a lot of publicity, or you step up into an authoritative role. If Pisces is in your 11th house, then your biggest area of growth for the year ahead is your community and groups and like how you contribute to make the world a better place. So this coming year could be really good for you to maybe volunteer your time or contribute to making the world a better place somehow. Like how can you give more so that everyone benefits? And then if Pisces is in your 12th house, then 2022 will see a huge area of growth with your spiritual purpose. When there's a lot of that 12th house energy, it can feel like, you want to withdraw, you need more time to rest. So that's perfect. If that's you, if you're feeling that 12th house energy with Jupiter in Pisces in the 12th house, that's totally perfect. Take a lot of time off. Like this could be a really good year for you to have a sabbatical or, take some extended leave so that you can find that clarity on what it is that you're truly here to do. So that's pretty much your yearly focus by checking out what house Jupiter will be traveling through in 2022. Jupiter takes roughly a year to move through a sign. So that's why we're looking at Pisces. But as I said, it does move into like the first 8 or so degrees of Aries mid-year. So you may want to check that out too if you want to go a bit more specific. So I've just pretty much talked about like all the 12 houses. So that's pretty much what we're going to lead on to with the next section of this episode, which is about finding your monthly focus. So we've just looked at where Jupiter is moving through for 2022, finding your yearly focus. Now, to find your monthly focus, we're looking at where the sun is moving through. The sun will travel right around your natal chart in an entire year. There's 12 months in a year. There's 12 astrology houses. So roughly each house matches roughly to 1 month. Not exactly. In today's episode, we're really talking in general terms. If you want to go more specific with this, like let me know and we can do a personal reading with you so that I can tell you exactly what's coming up for you. So pretty much starting off the year, January, the sun is mostly in Capricorn. So finding Capricorn on your chart and what house Capricorn is in will help you understand what that monthly theme would be. So for example, on my chart, Capricorn is mostly in my second house. So for me, when it's January, I'm really focused on manifesting my goals, which is the theme of the second house. Then in February, when the sun is in Aquarius for most of the month, then for me, Aquarius is in my third and fourth house. So I'd be looking at those themes of communication as well as like home and family as my themes for that month and so forth. I probably don't need to guide you through all of these months. I've probably told you enough already for you to figure this out on your own so that you can find out your own monthly focus. I find that it's really helpful when finding the monthly focus if there's specific projects that I want to work on. And so I know when the best time of the year would be to kind of schedule that project in. So for example, when the sun moves through your 12th house, this is a time where it's really good to go on vacation, have some time off, have some rest. So for me, each year that happens between October and November. And so I already have that blocked off. I will not be like doing much work during that time. I won't be like working on new projects. I'll just be chillaxing for a while. But like if there's like a creative project you want to do, then have a look at what month the sun will be traveling through your fifth house. The fifth house, as I said before, is to do with creativity. Or maybe if like you are focusing on writing a book, maybe look at when the sun is moving through your third house, which is to do with communication, or your ninth house. The ninth house is to do with like sharing your knowledge and going really deep into a topic. So both of those houses could be good for writing a book. So yeah, that's how you can sort out your year ahead by looking at your monthly focus and planning your projects accordingly. So the last thing that we're going to talk about now is all about like those significant astrological events and how they may be affecting us all throughout 2022. So as I've said before, like we've got Jupiter in Pisces for most of the year for 2022. Jupiter symbolizes growth and happiness and abundance. So with that energy in Pisces, and Pisces is a bit more like, spiritual and creative and mystical, then I feel like for all of us for 2022, there's going to be this like a mass spiritual awakening. And we've kind of already seen that happen this year. Well, even since like December 2020, when we saw the grand conjunction, the Jupiter and Saturn conjoining in Aquarius. I feel like, since then it's really triggered this mass spiritual awakening. So with Jupiter moving into Pisces, we're going to be going deeper into that mass spiritual awakening. More and more people are turning to spirituality and they're, expanding their consciousness and becoming more in touch with like their intuitive powers, their psychic powers, and that sort of thing. So Jupiter through Pisces is going to be conjoining Neptune in April. Neptune is like the planet of spirituality. Neptune symbolizes like our spiritual connection and unconditional love and like all those like spiritual vibes that make us feel really dreamy and connected to the universe. So with Jupiter perfectly aligning with Neptune, like this is going to be like a real spiritual growth for all of us. So that's happening exactly on around the 13th of April. But because like Jupiter and Neptune are quite slow moving, we're going to be feeling this effect for like quite a while. So like even like maybe from February through to May or June, we'll be feeling these effects. And then of course Jupiter will be going into retrograde, so we may even feel that later in the year as well. So as Jupiter is in Pisces and moving through Pisces, it's making some angles with some other planets. So this like spiritual awakening is like prompting other things to happen as well. Jupiter's going to be making a sextile angle with Pluto in Capricorn, which will, like this spiritual growth is going to create opportunities for us to evolve and grow, perhaps on a strategic level. Like there's a lot of growth happening in 2022. Jupiter in Pisces is also going to make a sextile angle with the North Node in Taurus, which like the North Node is all about growth towards our greater destiny. So again, we've got like this spiritual awakening energy here and with Jupiter in Pisces, and with that making a positive angle to the North Node, we're really going to be stepping out of our comfort zones as, you know, we're experiencing this spiritual awakening, but it's going to be pushing us towards our future destiny. So like it's a real powerful year of spiritual growth in a nutshell. And some of it's going to feel quite uncomfortable and very weird. And I'm going to be talking about why in a second. But pretty much like already you're probably seeing one of the major themes for the year is spiritual growth. This is what we're all going to be feeling, whether you believe in astrology or not. And I think, you know, more and more people are believing in astrology with this mass spiritual awakening, but we're all going to be feeling this. This spiritual growth is, yeah, definitely what I'm seeing as one of the major themes for 2022. So something else that's quite significant that's happening in 2022 is the conjunction of the North Node of Destiny with Uranus. Uranus is the planet of like rebellion and doing things differently. So with this conjunction of the North Node of Future Destiny, which is all about like growth and stepping out of our comfort zone, I feel like we're going to be called to grow in a way that maybe feels a bit uncomfortable because it's unexpected or it's different from what we're used to doing. Again, it's a lot of growth. Growth is seriously like one of the biggest themes of the year in different ways. So with this conjunction of the North Node and Uranus, which is happening around the 1st of August, then this is a time when we'll be filled to just try new things and do things differently as we're being pushed towards our greater destiny. So I feel like with all that said, like throughout 2022, focusing on growing is really going to help you go far. Like even if something feels really scary, how can you push yourself out of your comfort zone so that you can manifest some amazing goals for yourself? Sometimes like the things that we really want in our lives can be really kind of hard to reach, but if you keep growing and keep moving forward and keep pushing yourself and, you know, trying different things, it will happen. It may not happen exactly the way that you want it to happen because like that Uranus energy is like all about like unexpected stuff, but it will happen. So pretty much that's a nutshell of the themes for the year, like spiritual growth, and growing in like new and different ways. Yeah, it's really what to expect for 2022. So I hope that this episode has been super helpful for you to plan out the year ahead and manifest some amazing goals for yourself in 2022. If you'd like some guidance throughout the year on manifesting your goals each month, I highly suggest that you get a copy of the 2022 Moon Manifesting Planner. Throughout the planner, you'll find like daily astrological guidance, as well as like the daily moon sign and moon phase. When the moon is void, of course, so you know like the times to avoid doing important stuff. And there's also tarot spreads for each new and full moon, and journal pages as well, to help you get back on track with the goals that you're setting for yourself and to really push yourself to grow towards manifesting those goals. You'll find the 2022 Moon Manifesting Planner on Amazon. There's also a link down below in the show notes, so you can just click through and get yourself a copy. Let me know what you're manifesting for 2022. Let me know what your theme is. Have a look at where Jupiter's going to be traveling on your chart. Maybe that will give you a clue about your yearly theme. Let me know. Send me a message on Instagram or Facebook at Herbal Moon Goddess. I'd love to know what's coming up for you in 2022. Wishing you a magical year ahead. I'll chat to you in the next episode. Bye.